Hello guys, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be talking about the newest holiday launch from Beauty Bay. This is the Celestial Charms palette. They also came out with a mini charms or something like that palette, which is with duochromatic shades. However, I didn't really vibe with the shades there, so I only got this. This is a very interesting holiday release according to me, because while we are seeing from like Sephora brands very muted, neutral leaning palettes and color stories, such as the newest Makeup by Mario palette or the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, Beauty Bay goes strong this holiday. So as you can see here, we have a very deep color story. This is great if you love color, if you are planning to do something more sultry for holidays, but also, this is also a good companion palette, even if you do like neutrals, and I'm one of those. I have tried this already, and I was thinking about how to incorporate this in a more neutral look, so that you can also incorporate some color into your looks. So what we're doing today is, I'm gonna show you one eye and one eye with very colorful looks with only using this palette, and then as a bonus look, I'm gonna use this as a companion palette and use something more neutral with this to create a more elevated neutral look which still has some color, so that hopefully there's something for everybody. If you are looking at this and you're scared about the color story, I understand, but there's a way to use this for us neutral girlies too. So we're gonna also be covering that today. Just a note, this palette does a lot of fallout, so it's not a good idea to have your base on. I just do it because I'm filming, and without foundation, I don't know, I think I look weird. But without further ado, let's get into the makeup. I hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel, and let's spend some makeup time together. The color story here leans very heavily on the purples, but we do have like some blues. We have one orange. I don't really love orange, but I think I will use this today. Do have like more muted colors like this Prophecy and Omen. This is very deep though. Prophecy is maybe the only shade that you can attempt to use as a transition shade if you are fair like me. But I have to be honest, I did have a few issues trying to do a full look with this because there are no transition shades for me, which is great because it means that this palette works perfectly for deeper skin tones. It's just not great for me personally, but I don't mind dipping into other palettes. So for the first look, I'm going to go into this Prophecy shade, and I'm just tapping gently with my brush and also removing the excess product because I want this to work as a transition for me. And as you can see, it's already very deep, so the less pigment on my brush, the better. To help me blend this better, I'm also going into Lunar here, which is this cream shade. And I'm gonna use this near my eyebrow to truly seamlessly blend everything in. This is more like a purpley taupey shade for me. It does work as a transition. Yeah, it doesn't look a bit bruised though. So I'm gonna do this look as I think I'm gonna do a more purple look here. So next I am dipping into Cassiopeia, this one here, always very gently. This is very pigmented, and I am building that purple in my other corner and also bringing it into my crease. I would say that this palette came at the right time because I feel like this has very interesting shades for Halloween. Like if you're doing a witch costume or even a vampire with all these burgundies, this palette will definitely help you achieve that look. Let's dip into Lyra here. Again, same placement. I have brown eyes, so technically purples should make my eyes pop. But in reality, while I think they do, I am not comfortable wearing all these colors on a daily basis, which is fine if you do. I do like wearing like more colorful looks sometimes because I feel like people don't expect it. Like one time I wore this neon green eye look. It was very fun. These colors are very difficult to formulate, but as you can see, I'm not having any patchiness. I feel like if I add a transition shade more on the brown side, this will look even better, or even a taupe, because right now I'm just blending purple with purple. So it is what it is. Before I go into the deeper shades, I wanna go Cosmos is an obvious choice, but also Galaxy. Let me swatch a few shimmers for you since I haven't done swatches. So these are the two purple options we have. We have Galaxy at the top and Cosmos below. So Galaxy does lean a bit more blue, but it has this like multi-sparkle effect with different shimmers. While I like that, I still feel like the purple, I mean that this is like a royal purple, like a canonical purple. I think this will look better. So I'm gonna put this like not at the center of my lid, but towards my other corner. That's very, very nice. I have to say, the Beauty Bay shimmer formula is super buttery. It's not the most shimmery out there, but for the price, I think we really cannot complain. Should we use the orange is my question, because purple and orange go well together. I think like we should. I'm placing this towards my inner corner and just blending it where they meet at the center, using my brush to help my blend at the edges. What I'm gonna do here is pick up this Stardust shade. This is a gold leaning shimmer, and I am placing this in the middle where the two shades meet, because this is a bit lighter. You need to be careful when using these shades. If you bring that purple here in the inner corner, I feel like it will make you look a bit sicklish. So I'm trying to soften that with that cream shade. And since I lost a bit of that purple, I'm bringing it back in. Alright, I'm gonna use the same shades on my lower lid. And with an angled brush, I'm going into Omen, which is the darkest shade of the palette. And I'm using this is not an angled brush. I'm using it to create like an eyeliner. So applied, this looks like a very deep purple with some brown in it. Here is our eye framed with that Omen shade. Let's get into the other eye. We're using the burgundies for this other eye, and yeah, I will use the blue in the third eye look, the one with the neutrals. So I am dipping into Oracle and trying my best and praying as I use this as a transition shade. Yeah, that's super pigmented. Again, I'm using that cream shade to blend everything in and to also soften that shade. I don't really want it to be too deep since it's my foundation shade basically. And now that I have this purpley shade, I'm gonna use Orion. A few of these shades have like these nice imprints. This one has stars, there's a moon. So this is Orion that I'm applying. So this is not leaning like towards a red burgundy. In the pen it looks more like a red, and here it immediately goes like fuchsia purple on me. As an eyelid shade, I'm gonna use Aura, which is this like super reflected pinky burgundy, and you can see here that this has more red than the shades I use until now. I really like this shade because it has like some pink sparkle. It doesn't make it too deep of a shade. Usually with burgundy shimmer shades, they all have this black base, and I feel like they're good, but if you don't want to do something that is too deep, they're not a good choice. This doesn't have like a super deep base to it. I actually really like it. I think this might be my favorite shade so far. With a smaller brush, I'm also going into the shade orb. I think this will be on, yes, this is our inner corner type of shade. It is like a white with some peachy yellow shifts. So it's perfect for the inner corner. And I'm also gonna use it on my other eye because I don't have here one. I think this is the lightest shade of the palette. So it's either this or this. Don't have an option for the inner corner, at least for my skin tone, of course. If you're deeper than me, I think you could go with the goldy one or even this pink. And speaking of the pink, I'm using it to top off this look here on my lid. Really does not need it actually, because I liked it a lot, but I'm trying to showcase as many shades as I can. This is more of a Barbie pink look. I'm gonna use the same matte shades on my lower lash line again. And I think I'm gonna use again Orion to do that smoky eyeliner. And here we go with the second look. I have added a bit of Orion here in the inner corner to have that cat eye effect. Let me know what you think so far about the palette. Leave your comments below. I know that this would look even better with lashes and mascara, but if I apply mascara here or lashes, I'm not gonna be able to easily take these off. So check out how these came out. And now I'm gonna remove everything and we're going into the neutral with that pop of color look. So stay tuned. Now I'm picking up, I have this palette here. This is from an Italian brand, but any palette will do. So as you can see, this is a very basic palette. Just pick up the one that you like the most, or even the one that you use the most on a daily basis. And I'm gonna pick up a taupey transition shade and I'm gonna apply it on my lid. I do have some staining left because we were working with purples and these shades are notorious for like staining a bit, so I did my best to clean them up, but I feel like won't look like as great. Plus, I never like reapplying my eye look. I feel like my eyelids get super like dry. We'll do it for the show. So keep that in mind, and what you're seeing is not as smooth as I normally would achieve. So I set down like a taupey base, and then I'm gonna do the standard framing process. I'm gonna pick up another brown, deepen my outer corner, move it a tiny bit into the crease. So now that I have my traditional framing, I'm gonna pick up that blue, which is called Astral. I'm not gonna pick up a lot. I'm just gonna like dip my finger in it, and I'm gonna gently layer this in the center of my lid. I don't want it to go too high up. I still wanna keep it next to the lash line. I'm gonna do the same thing with what's left of my finger on the other eye. If you feel like you want more, you can always bring it in delicate layers, because otherwise it instantly turns into a blue smoky eye, right? And then I'm picking up my brush and blending it. So now I have that shadow of blue. I would pick up like a super shiny, wet looking shade. I have this palette here from Urban Decay. This is the new holiday release, the Moondust Quad. I'm gonna pick up this super sparkly shade and I'm gonna top that blue with this. And what this is gonna do is not only it will make her eye more sparkly, of course, but it also will make it seem like, is this a gray or is this a blue? So it will give that cool tone gray type of feel. I love how sparkly that is. And then with a smaller brush, I'm using that same sparkly shade as an inner corner. Now, before I do my eyeliner, I'm just gonna go again into my neutral shades for the lower lash line very quickly. And to even add more, I'm gonna dip into that, I think it's called, yeah, Zodiac shade, this blue, and I'm gonna use that as an eyeliner. So since this is a very deep blue, it will look like a gray or even black unless you pay really close attention to it. And it's still, since it's so deep, it will still frame your eyes just like a black eyeshadow would. The effect I'm having is like a moonlit sea. I really like this look. I have already used it, and yeah, I just love recreating it. Since I still like some definition for my lashes, I'm gonna use a black eyeliner in my waterline, and that will really make it look like you have fuller lashes. And this is the finished look. As you can see, it's like a soft, smoky eye. I would use this as an evening look, but honestly, it just reminds me of the type of look that you can achieve with the new Makeup by Mario palette. Is it just me? Anyways, that touch of blue as an eyeliner adds something to the look. It's like you cannot really see it. It depends on the light, but you have some color, you have some blue, but it's super full of reflex and shimmers. And the beautiful thing about this type of look is that you can achieve the same thing and just pick any color family from here. So you could do the same thing with this stellar, so burgundy look, and use like this one as an eyeliner, or you can do the same thing with the purples here. Basically, you can use any pop of color with a neutral framing for the eyes, and it will be a neutral look. Well, with a pop of color, that was kind of the point. So these were our 3 looks featuring the new Celestial Charms palette from Beauty Bay for the holidays. Let me know in the comments if you've been keeping an eye on this palette, if you got it, what do you think about it? Overall, it's a very solid quality for the price you're paying. The pigments are pigmenting. You have very nice shimmers. Of course, not the most sparkliest, not the most luxurious shimmers, but they are doing what they're supposed to do. Just be careful if you are fair like me. Not a lot of blending transition shades, but again, just pick up something else to accompany it, and you can create super interesting looks. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you consider subscribing. I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye!